Hey everyone, I want to start this video talking about something that happened to me at my former job at a child development center. I was fired from there over lies and slander. So I'm gonna try to keep this is long, but I'm gonna try to keep it short as possible. So I started this job in 2012. I started working there in 2012 in May. And, it was very professional. It's a daycare job at a church, United Methodist Church. So it's a center where high paying parents bring their children. A lot of them are they're into pharmaceutical sales. They're doctors, lawyers, um, like into real estate, just high paying. Well, so I worked there 10 years. Never had an issue with anyone. So by ninth year, I think it was, there was a guy who started a lie. He started a rumor. He told another guy, and it went all the way around the center that me and him was, being together, having sex, that type of stuff. And not just having sex, but, you know, we were spending time at the job, which is a lie. Now, first of all, I want to say this man at the job, he was a part of the cleaning crew, and he was a person that would come at night and clean up. So we closed at 6 o'clock, so he would come like 4 o'clock. Now, I never had an issue with him. Like, before he started this lie, I talked to him on the phone like about 3 years before, and I knew him the entire time I worked there. So this is somebody that wasn't new to me. I've known him. And I talked to him on the phone before, about 3 years before he started this lie. So, and I was friends with him on social media. I never had an issue with him whatsoever. Never had an issue with him until he started this lie. So I wanted to, I said something to the people about it, but they kind of brushed it off, And so when, it was like the director, one director at the time, she was director for maybe a few months. But anyway, so nobody really took it seriously. So I ended up writing to the church part. And make a long story short about what happened in the beginning, they pulled me into upstairs, and I sat with all these people of the church. And the man, one of the men of the church, he's not out of daycare, he's in church part. The first thing he said, "Oh, these are good guys." He talking about the men that come to clean up. These are good guys. I was like, okay, I already know where this is about to go. So that the basics was done, and they kind of like try to brush it under the rug. They were like, "We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, or you have to leave this time, and this guy can't come in. He can't come in until after we close. Now we close at 6. He would come at 4 o'clock. They were like, he can't come in until after 6. Well, okay, so that lasted for a little while, maybe 2-3 weeks, but he started coming back in at 4 o'clock. So now this is the thing. The women at the job liked him. One in particular liked him. She was a ringleader. Even though she was married, she was the ringleader. She liked this man. So she did things to make everything worse for me. This was where the problem started. Now, listen, when I tell you, I was at this job for 10 years. For the first 9 years, I never had an issue. Everything was good until we had a lot of people that started to leave, like a lot of professional people, they're, good people. A lot of them started to leave, and these other people started to come, and then they would bring their friends. Now, we had a change of management, administration, and all of that. So they would bring their friends, to come, and now it's a clique. Now, like, the professionalism is gone. Now it's more of a clique. So now I'm at the job. I'm just minding my business. Now she the ringleader, she's going around telling people that I'm having sex with these men on the job. Now it's me against all these people. The assistant director, she's in it. I'm walking down the hall. She's saying stuff about me. saying, you know how people can say stuff, they can try to say stuff, but now that they're trying to act like they're not saying it directly to you, but if it's only you and this other person in the hall, you know they're directing it towards you. It's directed towards you, but not, it's like indirectly, directly, and it was just messy. I would walk down the halls, in the place, and people would say, just say stuff. And laugh and look at somebody else, and this one ringleader, they would bring their friends coming to the door, they're telling them, oh, you don't want to talk to her, trying to turn my co-teachers in my room against me. They try to pull everybody to be on their side. And now they saying that I'm having sex with the men at work. Men I've never had sex with. Never in my life. But I couldn't do anything. I had these people had lawyers. I was getting treated wrong. For example, me and my co-teacher, we would be outside in the parking lot. We have Bible books. We put the children in the Bible books. I work with infants. Next thing you know, we're getting a text from the director who wasn't even at the job. He was like, oh, the man is pressure washing the parking lot, so y'all can't be in his way. Now, we saw the man pressure wash. He was on the other side of the parking lot. We're on the other side, making sure we stand out of his way. Now, this teacher, the ringleader, she's on the playground with her class. I already knew she was the one that texted the director and said that it was little stuff like that. Now, every time I did something, I was being told, oh, you're in a greedy space. Oh, you going over there. You can't go here. You can't go there. I can't go to this side of the church. I had to stay in my room. Oh, you can't stay in your room by yourself. You have to go in this room. Then they started lying, saying that I was having sex in my room with these men. But first of all, the church had cameras all over. The church had cameras in the parking lot. They were saying I was staying after work having sex in the parking lot. I mean, in the church. But y'all had cameras in the parking lot. Y'all couldn't you couldn't look at the cameras. They never tried to roll cameras back to say, well, let's see. Let's find her. They didn't do that. They didn't care. Their main goal was to have an issue with me. Their main goal was to have an issue with me. Then they tried to say that then she and her clique was trying to, she was the main ringleader, was saying that I was having sex in my room because we didn't have cameras in the classroom, but we had a bathroom in there, and like a closet in the bathroom. They were saying I was having sex in the bathroom. And then they used they didn't have cameras in there, so she was going to the bathroom. Like, first of all, these men are broke and losers, and I don't date them, and I've never dated them, and why would I have sex at a job? And I'm sitting here looking like this. I felt like I was in a Twilight Zone dealing with these people. So okay, it's just so crazy. When I tell you, they didn't want to have anything, they didn't care what nothing I had to say. When they fired me after I complained about the way I was being treated, while I was walking down the hall, they making little comments, and they laughing, they telling all these people all these lies about me, telling people not to talk to me. I never had a problem at that place. I was there from May 2012 to October 2022 when they fired me 2 years ago. I never had an issue with the people. I had a director there. I never really had a problem with her. But when these new people came, the director is allowing people to, they're hanging in the hallways, and the assistant director, she's buddy, she's talking to them. The lady in the security guard, we had a security guard. She used to speak to me. All of a sudden, security guard stopped speaking to me. I would come in. I said something to the director. I said, well, I used to speak to her, and she used to speak back. Now she don't even talk to me. Well, that's not her job description. She doesn't have to speak to you. Just nasty stuff. Now all of a sudden, I've been in this job 10 years. I never had an issue with this place. And I hate to say it, but When I first started the job, it was about half black, half white workers. Half black, half white. When I left there, it was about 90% black. And I hate to say it, like the director at first was white. We didn't really have an assistant director. She wasn't, but we had somebody like assistant director, but she was white. Like most of all the people was white. When I left, they were all black. And I hate to say it, but it was a mess. So I was fired. You know, I was fired because I had all these lies being told on me that all of a sudden I've been here all these years. So now all of a sudden I'm a hoe that's having sex in the bathroom with these men at the job. So I get fired in October. So in June or July of 23, I decided to go to EOC because I was like, you know, nothing is, you know, they treated me so wrong. Like some of the stuff, I'm not even telling you everything that happened. It's just some of the stuff. So I go to EEOC and I, you know, tell them, you know, what happened. I wrote it, you know, all that stuff. So they said, yeah, we're going to send this to the employee. So, you know, the employee, a lot of the parents are like doctors and lawyers. A lot of the lawyers, a lot of the parents are lawyers, and they had some that was employment lawyers and employment lawyers. They had people that have their back. Like they found ways to sweep things under the rug and get rid of stuff. Now, I end up hearing that this guy was no longer at the job after this, but they did everything wrong. It's like they didn't even care about my feelings at all. I'm just sitting here like I've been in this job 10 years. This man is a third party man. He's a third party worker, like a cleanup worker. They care more about that man than me, and I'm a teacher. Their main concern should have been, okay, we have a good teacher here. She's been here 10 years. She take care of the children. But they didn't care. They were so cliquish, the administration, the workers, they were so cliquish, and they were so obsessed with protecting this man and just protecting this man. They didn't care about me. It was like, we don't care. We're going to get rid of her. We're going to keep him because we like him. We don't care about you, so you can go and we can replace you. You're just a daycare worker, but he's part of our cleanup crew that we like, you know, the people of the church like and people of the daycare like, so we're going to keep him. So they didn't even care about me. It was all about him. Like, that's why I said, like, daycares, a lot of daycares, they don't care. And so they just made me out to be a liar. Like, where would I get out of lying? This man started a whole rumor, and people are telling me what was said, you know, all because I don't know, I guess he was trying to brag to the other guy, which was his friend. I mean, I don't really know. I don't really know much of the details. I know some of the details are not like word for word, but I know one thing, you know, the woman at the job that liked him, she was behind, I think she was the main person behind me getting fired, because she was lying, saying that me and my co-teacher, we was in a greeting space where he was coming in at, so I was told I was putting myself in his way. Like, how am I putting myself in his way when I'm at work? I mean, it was just, and then the assistant director would say stuff like, one day we were having something for like lunch. They was catering lunch for us. So we go in the room where the food is being catered. And so I go in there, and then the ringleader, she walks in there, and then the assistant director going to say, well, so-and-so, I ain't gonna say no names. So-and-so, I'm not gonna tell you need to wash your hands because I know you're clean. Yeah, this is what she said, because I know you're clean. And I'm looking like, okay, so what you trying to say? I'm not clean? Because it was only me and the other teacher in there, and the assistant director and the director, so it was just 4 of us in there. So this is what she's gonna say. I'm not gonna have to tell you to wash your hands because I know that you're clean. You know, just mess like that. And then the day I got fired, I went on my lunch break. I came back. That's when they fired me. But when I was walking out my door to go to the break, I hear the assistant director saying, "Walk, walk, walk." And I was like, so what does this mean? They basically was intimidating me at the job, harassing me, bullying me, doing all this. And when I tried to get a lawyer, I could not get a lawyer. And I already know why I couldn't get a lawyer, because they had those type of connections. And I couldn't do nothing. And they continue to lie and spread this rumor. And all because this man lied. All because this man lied. He lied. And I was like, yeah. People was like, have you ever talked to him? They were like, have you ever talked to him before? I said, well, yeah. I said, yeah, you ever talked to him? I was like, well, yeah, I talked to him before. I was like, yeah, talked to him. I mean, I talked to everybody. Yeah, I talked to him before. About 3 years prior, like I said earlier, I talked to him on the phone. We talked on the phone before. You know, we were friends on social media. I never had an issue with him until then. And to be honest, if they would have sat us down and said, okay, this is what we're going to do, this is what we heard, but they didn't even want to do it that way. They just wanted to be like, okay, we heard your side. We're going to pull him in here. We're going to hear his side, so we believe him. And that's basically how it was. And this is at a United Methodist Church at a childcare center in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm not going to know. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody from there see this video and try to come after me and be like, yeah, let's go get a lawyer. Because this is what they have been doing for me for the past 3 years. I couldn't get a lawyer. I couldn't get nobody to talk for me. It was like all about this man. He was being very protected by the church administration, the daycare workers, everybody. And I'm just tired. Nobody's heard my side of the story, because I couldn't even talk there. I couldn't tell them, like, when I would go in the office and say, I heard this person say this person said this, they were sitting there and looking at me like, oh, the director and assistant director, they looking at me like, just staring at me like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like, y'all got all these videos. They cannot sit there and say they saw me on camera going into a bathroom or a closet, or say they saw my car after hours in the parking lot, because it never happened. It never happened, because when I got off 6 o'clock, when 6 o'clock came, I was out the door. I wasn't trying to hang around that place to be with some man. Like, really. And first of all, if I wanted to have sex with somebody, I could have my own apartment. Why would I mean, that's crazy. I wouldn't do it at the work. I mean, I wasn't going to do it anyway. But I wasn't about to do it at work like I'm some teenager that's at home with my parents. I mean, it was just crazy. And like, I'm going to end here. But that's how it went. Like, and let me tell you another thing. It happened at the center. I went to Target. I was fired in October 22. And why in December, I went to, I was at Target doing Christmas shopping. I see the assistant director, boyfriend / baby daddy. This man was staring me down like he tried to intimidate me. And I didn't even realize who he was. I was like, who? I was like, who is this man? I knew I recognized him, but I couldn't picture his face where I knew him from. So I turned back around. This man was still staring at me like he was trying to intimidate me. And I'm sitting here like, then I realized who he was. And I'm like, but she wasn't with him. You know, this assistant director, boyfriend / baby daddy. So, I walk off and go in a different direction, because this Christmas Eve, I'm doing my last minute shopping. I'm trying to grab as much as I can so I get out of there. I come back, and this is like in the front part of the store. I come back, and by this time, she has caught up with him, because they were just coming in. I guess he left her back, back then. She finally caught up with him. Then I see them, so I just kind of ignore them, then I hear her say, what did she want? Or what did she say? She either said, what did she want, or what did she say? And I'm sitting here like, I was like, there's some ignorant ghetto people. Ignorant ghetto. And I hate to say it, but when that place was like almost completely half white, or the few black professional people that was there, none of that stuff was going on. I'm not saying it was perfect, but When it became 90% administration, the assistant director black, the director half black, most of these workers, certain workers came from wherever they came. All of a sudden, it became a big mess. Big mess. And I just like, when all the good people started leaving, I had one person that asked me, she was like, are you going to leave? Because everybody was dropping. I'm talking about they were leaving like like every week somebody would leave. And, somebody asked me, she was like, are you going to leave? I was like, I don't know. She's like, well, I'm leaving. She's like, I'm leaving. I left on a Thursday and I was off that Friday. When I came back, they was like, y'all know Friday was her last day. That lady had left. All the good people that were just there to work and do their job and like slowly left. And I was there with these people. I'm like, man, I'm here with these folks. And I'm not saying it was all of them, but it was like a clique. They in group chats talking about me, and this woman didn't like me because from what I was told, the man liked me. And I didn't have a problem with the man like me. And I'm thinking she was jealous because he liked me, even though she was married. I'm like, lady, you got a whole husband and children, and you jealous of me. Like, it was a mess. That's just something. And I know I'm probably leaving some stuff out. I'll probably be leaving a whole lot of stuff out. But that's just it was just yeah. Just people would come in my room and try to tell me how, look around and go back and tell the director. They had no control over that place. It was all run by the workers. Yeah. But anyway, so that's my story of being terminated from a job I was at for 10 years. Never had an issue. I was never suspended or, got into days off. And when they fired me, they said I was fired because I had too many tardies. But the funny thing is, there was a lot of other people that would be tardy too. I would be I'm not going to lie and say I never was tardy. I would be like 5-7 minutes late. There were people that would be an hour and an hour and a half late in the morning, an hour and an hour and a half late coming back from break. And they were still at the job. And they are probably still there now. But they tried to terminate. But they terminated me for this. But the other people stayed. The people that was part of their clique that they liked, they stayed at the job. But anyway, that's just my story. That's what I had to say. Like, the man started a lie instead of them just trying to, But anyway, I'm going to end there. Yep, that's how it goes. They lied. They ruined my reputation. They're still telling lies, talking about I did something that I didn't do. Like really. But anyway, that's it. Bye.